The wind whispered secrets through the rustling leaves of Hollowbrook, a small town nestled between mist-covered hills and ancient trees. The tales of eerie happenings had always been a part of the town's history, passed down from generation to generation like a sinister heirloom. I moved to Hollowbrook seeking solace and a fresh start, unaware of the unsettling stories that clung to the air like a haunting melody. My quaint cottage on Elm Street seemed perfect at first, an idyllic retreat from the chaos of city life. The townsfolk were friendly, though their smiles seemed painted on, concealing something more profound beneath the surface. The whispers in the wind spoke of past tragedies, of souls trapped in the quiet corners of Hollowbrook yearning to be heard. One chilly evening, as I sat by the fireplace, a sudden draft extinguished the flames. The wind outside seemed to carry a mournful tune, and I shivered involuntarily. I dismissed it as the quirks of an old house, the creaks and moans that accompany the settling of ancient wood. Days turned into nights, and I noticed peculiar occurrences. Footsteps echoing in empty hallways, faint laughter dancing on the edge of hearing, and chilling whispers that spoke of forgotten sorrows. It was as if the town itself was alive with the residue of the past, an entity yearning to share its untold stories. One moonlit night, unable to resist the allure of the town's mysteries, I ventured to the Hollowbrook Cemetery. The wind whispered with an urgency that beckoned me deeper into the graveyard's shadows. The tombstones stood like silent sentinels, and the air felt charged with an otherworldly energy. As I walked through the rows of weathered stones, I noticed a particular grave adorned with wilted flowers. The name etched into the stone was Emily Turner, a name I had heard in passing during casual conversations with the locals. The whispers grew louder, swirling around me like an ethereal chorus. "Help me." The wind seemed to sigh, carrying the voice of a woman lost in time. A cold sweat broke on my forehead as I knelt beside Emily's grave. With trembling hands, I traced the letters of her name. The wind intensified, carrying with it the fragments of a tragic tale. Emily, a young woman from Hollowbrook, had vanished mysteriously decades ago. The town had moved on, but Emily's spirit lingered, trapped between worlds. Determined to unravel the mystery, I delved into the town's archives, seeking any trace of Emily Turner. Old newspaper clippings told a chilling story of a love gone wrong, of betrayal and heartbreak. Emily's lover had left her for another, and in her despair, she vanished without a trace, leaving behind a town haunted by her absence. Armed with this newfound knowledge, I returned to Emily's grave, hoping to bring her peace. The wind whispered words of gratitude as I lit candles and placed them around her resting place. A sudden chill enveloped me, and I felt a spectral presence, grateful yet sorrowful, passing through the air. But my actions had consequences. The whispers in the wind grew more insistent, revealing other forgotten tales. The small town's history was a tapestry of tragedies, of lives cut short and souls left wandering. The wind carried the collective sorrow of the townsfolk, their stories intermingling in a symphony of despair. Haunted by the revelations, I became a conduit for the voices in the wind. Sleep eluded me as the spirits sought solace through my waking hours. I heard the laughter of children who had perished in a long-forgotten fire, the sobs of a grieving mother who had lost her son to war, and the anguished cries of a betrayed lover who had taken their own life. Hollowbrook, it seemed, was a town burdened by the weight of its past. The wind, like a relentless storyteller, carried the tales of the forgotten, demanding acknowledgement and release. Desperate to free myself from the relentless whispers, I sought the guidance of a local historian, an elderly man named Mr. Jenkins. His eyes held the wisdom of years lived in the shadows of Hollowbrook's history. He spoke of a ritual, an ancient ceremony passed down through generations to appease the restless spirits. With a heavy heart, I followed his instructions, performing the ritual in the dead of night. The wind howled as I lit candles, recited incantations, and offered tokens of remembrance. The air grew charged with an otherworldly energy, and for a moment, it felt as though time stood still. Then, with a collective sigh, the wind carried the spirits away, their whispers fading into the night. The weight lifted, and Hollowbrook fell into a peaceful silence. As dawn broke, I stood in the quiet cemetery, the town's troubled history now a closed chapter. The wind, no longer burdened by the tales of the forgotten, caressed my face with a gentle breeze. Hollowbrook, it seemed, was finally at rest, and I, the unwitting messenger, could finally find solace in the tranquility of the small town. Yet as I turned to leave, I couldn't shake the feeling that the wind, though now calm, still carried echoes of the past. The stories of Hollowbrook were etched into the very fabric of the town, and I, having become a part of its haunted tapestry, would forever be connected to the whispers in the wind.